So this might be the most difficult video I've ever made because I had to restart about 4 times because there's so much to go over. I'm trying to not waffle too much on a specific point. I'm trying to be crisp and get to everything. First of all, I want to say thank you very much for all your comments regarding my lymph node biopsy. I've had so many people opening up, you know, being absolutely lovely to me, and it means the world. It's appalling I've not responded to them yet. I will do that straight after this video. Been a lot of, you know, painkillers. It's been, you know, a lot of... It's been mentally a bit of a tough week. I'm sorry for not, you know, getting around to responding, but I'll do that straight after this video. I noticed some absolutely lovely comments, and I'll look forward to responding to them all. The groin's healing up nice now. I've been for a little bit of a walk this morning. Feeling good now, but it wasn't too bad of a procedure. Horrible scar at the minute, but it'll be alright over time. Now, I've split what I think is important in my life into 5 categories. Physical health, obviously a massive important thing. Career, relationships/friendships, mental health / alopecia, obviously that comes under it. And then finally I've gone for challenge/exercise, that's also an important thing. I want to go over why I feel 22 I'm completely lost in life. Why am I making this? It's not necessarily, I'm not giving it the old, oh, my life's terrible and all stuff like that. I don't have that perspective, you know. There's days I'm very grateful to be here, you know, and I think, you know, with the right steps, we can get back on track. But right now, I'll be honest, in every department, I am completely lost. So we're going to start off with the physical health. 15, I've mentioned, I had lymphoma. Then, health-wise, I had mental health struggles. But I'd say from 16 to 21, we were fine health-wise, to be honest with you. We'd have our checkups, but other than that, we were all right. Then 21, I'm noticing every single night, I'm itching myself into oblivion at night, making myself bleed, going to work at 5 AM, having no sleep because I've been up itching all night. This turns out to be liver disease, PSC. Due to the bile ducts and that, this can cause the itch. A problem I'm experiencing regarding the PSC is the itch was under control until the new year. But now it's gone horrendous again. I'm on cholestyramine sachets to control the itch. I need to get this medication changed. I was told to up them, it still had no effect. And the very annoying thing is my gastro appointments keep getting cancelled where I can bring up, can I get this medication changed? It's not really doing it for me anymore. Obviously, with all that's going on, having operations, you know, lymph node biopsies, currently having nephrotic syndrome, I'm being paid by work, but I'm out of work at the minute. So obviously if I want to return to work and everything, I need to get on top of this. When I've got all these conditions that cause fatigue and that, last thing I want is to having no sleep and being restless all night, itching myself, you know. It's just not gonna, it's gonna mentally start to take its toll as well as physically. So that's something I need to get on top of. Alongside that, at the start of this new year, I swelled up from 70 kg to about 90. I have nephrotic syndrome. This is something I still have. I've been told steroids will treat this, but because lymphoma can cause nephrotic syndrome, there's a massive scare that my lymphoma is returning. So I've had, well, a kidney biopsy first to rule that it was nephrotic syndrome. Then I've had a groinal fine needle biopsy, came back clear. I was like, oh, can I start the steroids now? No, because the PET scan has shown another one in your armpit, the one inconclusive. We're actually going to take the full one out of your armpit, but actually we could cause you a lot of damage because it's that small. So we're going to take the full one out of the groin, and that's where we're on to now. I was put to sleep last week and had the one taken out of the groin. I even got told the other day, oh, if this one comes back inconclusive, we'll just take the full one out of your armpit. I swear to God, that better not be the case. I'm not just having procedure, I'm not that operation board game. I'm not having biopsy done, bang, wait 2 to 3 weeks with the mental worry of having lymphoma on my mind 24/7 to be told, yeah, you've not got it, but we need to have another one because you might still have it. You know, I want to get on top of these steroids. I want to treat the nephrotic syndrome, all that good stuff. So that's where we are physical health-wise. Obviously, we're hoping we haven't got lymphoma. There might be a worry that there's something else. Why are my lymph nodes swelling in my body? If it's not lymphoma, have I got something else? Maybe lupus has been suspected, but I've not actually, nothing has been confirmed, nothing's concrete there. Obviously, we've just gone over the physical health there, why I'm completely lost, because at the minute you can't say I'm a healthy chap, you know, I'm waiting to see if I have lymphoma, I have nephrotic syndrome, I have liver disease. Now, to get on top of living a healthy life, we need to get on top of this PSC itch, and we need to get on steroids to treat the nephrotic syndrome, so I'm no longer losing protein in my wee. Now, I'm very sorry if you don't know what nephrotic syndrome is. I've explained that on my channel, but essentially you lose a lot of protein in your wee, meaning you can't really wee without. I'm on water tablets that make me wee. If I weren't taking them, I wouldn't be able to wee, and then I'd retain all the water in my body, and I'd consistently swell up, and it'd be quite dangerous. Right, career-wise, obviously, as well, I'm completely lost. I'm out of work at the minute. I work at a place in a hospital, and with all the hospital admissions, all the appointments, all the mental PTSD, I do no longer want to work here. I just don't want to be in that environment. I don't want to be in the hospital as much as I'm not being mean, like people come in who are ill and that. It's just a constant reminder, you know, I want to get over that. And the only concern with that is I've had a lot of work. You know, I've been off quite a bit. I've got a lot of absences in my work, so it is a bit of a worry. Am I going to be able to get to other places? And I don't necessarily have a career lined up at the minute. It's just more, you know, finding jobs, because maybe the career path for university, it's no longer there for me. I was doing sport and exercise science at university. I fell that far behind with all that were going on in my life. You know, I've had to like sort of have a break / I don't see myself going back, to be honest. I don't see myself anytime soon be dedicated enough to be putting 30 hours into research and all this stuff at the minute in my life. So that's it. You know, we haven't really got career options as it stands. It's more jobs. You know, I'm not really in my head certain of what careers I could do. I've heard stuff like people say, you know, you'd sound decent in radio, obviously. I think you need all degrees and all stuff. I don't know, that's a really big goal, to get a job in radio. You know, right now we're not about that. Obviously we can create little plans and goals and stuff, etc., and work at it over time, but we haven't, you know, we've got certain stuff we need to get on top of first before we can worry too much about that. Obviously driving as well. I know a lot of people don't drive, but I personally like to drive, and I think that's something I can actually start doing relatively soon. That's not actually that complex. I just need to start booking some driving lessons. Relationships, friendships is category number 3. I'm in a difficult position with my friendships. They've been absolutely lovely to me. Despite my alopecia, they still treat me one of the lads and all that. But my friends are all big drinkers. Football and drinking. Obviously, I like playing my 6-a-side football and that, etc. But I do often sit to myself, you know, they'll be like, their traditional Saturday, come pub all day, Cameron, and watch the football. And as someone who no longer drinks, it's almost as if I've not got the right friendship group, as harsh as that sounds. You know, we have fun together. I'm going to the boxing this Saturday with one of my friends. We'll have a great time, but like, on a consistent basis, I haven't got a group that suits me, because all they want to do is go to the pub and drink. You know, I need to be more hiking, going, you know what I mean? I haven't necessarily got a good group that suits my current situation. They're all lovely chaps and I have a great time with them, but I get bored sitting in a pub for 6 hours when I'm sober and I'm on J2Os and Diet Cokes. If I had a bloody Peroni in my hand, I'm having the time of my life, but that's not the situation, is it? They all want to go clubbing, because they're young, of course they want to go clubbing. But again, it's just not a correct option for me. Relationships, obviously, I've learned as I've said, in the last 12 months, I have learned so much. Probably my first proper serious relationship I got with at 21, and it ended horrendously with me being ghosted, etc. So I've learnt lessons there. But obviously, relationship-wise, you know, a lot of people my age might be going out, enjoying themselves, taking that route. That's not something I'm pursuing now, because I don't drink and stuff, etc. So if I want to have a romantic relationship, it's got to be like a proper relationship, etc. But I'm locked in a position of hating myself, essentially. This alopecia is horrendous. My appointments can get cancelled to do with it. So I suppose relationships and alopecia come into one. I have a predicaments where people are like, you know what, you're a lovely chap. We still like to, you know, meet and go on a date, etc. But my confidence is that low in every department. It's almost like I don't feel worthy to go on a date. It's a very awkward situation. Even with my ex, I always had my cap on. It never came off. You know, it's a bit of an awkward relationship. There'll be times I want to keep my hat on in the bedroom. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? You know, so it's like, to be honest, I've been leaning towards getting that scalp micronization treatment. I know I look a bit daft at 22, but at least it's done then, the alopecia. Because say I go on these steroids and a miracle happens, his hair returns, probably fall out again after I finish the steroids. There's loads of people with alopecia. I very rarely see people fully recover from alopecia. I don't see it often. I'm sure there's cases they do, but I think that's wishful thinking. I think having me fake eyebrows put on and my fake hairline or whatever, my tattoo bloody hairline, I look like a dick for a while, but I've got to, sorry for swearing, I've just got to get on with it then, haven't I? You know, you've got to pull up with it then, at least it'd be over, the alopecia tail will be over, you're just stuck with this silly hairline. Then we go on to mental health and alopecia. Probably the most important thing is mental health at the minute. Obviously I've got this hatred for how I currently look, which is stopping me dating, it's stopping me playing 11-a-side football, which was a big part of my life. It's good to have challenge in your life, you know, to be nervous for something every week. I used to always be really nervous for football because I cared, but I miss that nerves and that challenge. You know, it's a good thing to have in your life. So, obviously, we've got that. In regards to work, I want to change work environment, but at the same time, I don't think with my alopecia, I could find myself settling in brilliantly into a different workplace. Obviously, I'm already mates with my mates. I already know the people I was working with who knew I had alopecia. Going to a completely different group and having to be so confident would be difficult as it stands. I'd have to find a job that might allow me to wear a cap. I actually could wear a cap at my old workplace. I don't think everywhere is going to be thrilled with you wearing a cap. So we need to get... My next dermatology appointment is the 21st of June. Now, it was actually meant to be the 30th of May, you know, it's been pushed back again. So we need to get some answers, because obviously I've been bald for a year now. This alopecia, the eyelashes on this side are going now, the eyebrows have gone. So that, obviously I've got the mental health aspect of literally living my life in fear that I have lymphoma as it stands, because they keep sending me for biopsy, wait for results 2 to 3 weeks. There's not much support there with that as well, like, you know what I mean? You don't take that into consideration, sending me for all these procedures, and how mentally tough it is to spend 3 weeks of your life every time you get a phone call thinking they're telling you you've got your lymphomas returned. It's absolute hell. I remember when I was in hospital, and then next minute, like, oh, you're going for a lymph node biopsy. I'm like, a bloody what? Nobody would even come and explain to me you're having this procedure done, you know what I mean? And I'm there crying, assuming it's returned, and then I get told, oh no, it might not be, it's just precaution. Just talk to me, yeah? And last, we've been over exercise/challenge. Yeah, I'm missing a bit of like excitement in my life, I'll be honest. It's very regimented at the minute, obviously, with everything going on, but I do miss a bit of... I'm a bit bored, maybe, as well. There's not much in my week that gets me excited, that gets me nervous, that gets me... But I have to create that myself. But I suppose maybe a little bit of an action plan is, if we're taking everything on one step at a time, we have to see what these results say. If we have got the all clear, then we're on to a winner. We need to get on top of this PSC itch so I can sleep at night and then go on to be more productive. We need to address the alopecia situation and determine what the next step is. Am I going to get this hairline treatment? Am I going to get my eyebrows sorted, etc.? And where we go from there, you know, I can't live my life. I've got a progressive liver disease. I've got all these problems. I've been in hospital for about 4 months of the last year. I know all about, you know, being grateful for your freedom. At any minute you can be then back on a hospital bed. So I don't want to spend my life worrying about my hair. I want to be living it. So we need to get comfortable with this alopecia, get on top of that. However we do that, therapy, getting this treatment done, somehow it returning with steroids. Obviously that's the bloody golden bloody ticket, but that's bloody Charlie the Chocolate Factory's not going to visit me, is he? So there we go. And then with all them 3 on top of, we want to change career / job and get away from the hospital. We want to, you know, find an exciting challenge I do each week, whether that's 11-a-side football, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, who bloody cares? I need a bit of challenge and excitement in my life. And then finally, to, you know, not be so hard on myself, get in a position where I can date and all stuff like that, you know, do normal things, enjoy myself, don't be too hard on myself, and drive as well. So that is 15 minutes of me waffling about my life, waffling about the position I'm in, giving myself a little bit of advice on where we go from here. I don't know why I do these videos, but it sort of helps me to get a bit off my chest, as weird as that sounds. Maybe if I'm moaning too much, I'm sorry, but all the best.